If you missed it live, then you're in luck. You're listening to the Hey Techies Rewind.
So glad to have you in hour number dose. And we have a special guest tonight. This goes back to a story that I read about several weeks ago, and it has to do with the school system in Florence, Alabama. And on with us tonight is a facilitator and faculty member up there, Mr. Jerry Foster. How are you doing tonight, Mr. Jerry?
I am doing great, Michael. How are you, my friend?
Doing well. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you calling in tonight, and I wanted to tell our audience a little bit about what's happening is up in Florence, they have a high school, obviously, there, and I know, a high school, right? Imagine that. But they have a fine arts facility at this school, so it covers things like band and the drama, and I think they're even trying to do some film that they're going to get involved in. And of course, they've got this new recording studio that they were able to put some money into and build. And so I asked Jerry to come on and give us talk to us about that and about the program and how a student can get some credit for that and how it all works. So Jerry, first of all, how does this work with a student? Do they get credit for graduation? Is that how that works?
Yeah, actually, I'll give you a little background if you don't mind. Here,
Absolutely.
2 years ago, well, actually about 3.5 years ago, we started discussing the idea of a fine arts academy, and it seemed like a natural fit for our school system here because this area has been so historical as far as music and the history of music, as well as visual arts and theater and all this type of thing. And so it seemed like the logical idea would be to start a fine arts academy within our school system. So we started going through the planning process, and 2 years ago we kicked it off, and we had right at 112 kids that actually met the qualifications to be in the Fine Arts Academy the first year. Now this year we've got right close to 200 kids that are going to be involved in, almost doubled in 2 years. But the big thing, Michael, that happened with us is the ripple effect that happened within the school system and the surrounding area. From establishing the Fine Arts Academy, we were able to offer more to the general population of students. So in 2 years, we went from around 500 kids involved in fine arts from 9 through 12, taking only 30 classes that were offered in 5 areas of fine arts. And here, 2 years later, we have 10 areas of fine arts. We have 116 classes, and we have 1,200 kids signed up for fine arts classes.
Wow.
Well,
so it's blown up, and we're getting kids from literally everywhere.
Wow. That is amazing. And so they earn some type of a credit to their graduation, I assume?
Yeah, it's an honors type program.
Okay.
And they're required to meet a certain grade point average in the particular area that they are majoring in. It's like a college. They have to select a major, and they have 10 areas that they can go into, pick from, and then they can also take electives in other areas other than just that. And then they have to also meet requirements such as, say they're in the choral program, for instance, okay?
Right.
If it's the choral program, they have several options within the choral program as far as areas they can really put their emphasis on, but they are required to compete in any and every type of competition that is available for choral or vocal students. That doesn't mean they have to win them, but they have to compete because the philosophy is, it's like with some of our visual arts students. I've told kids before, if you do a beautiful painting and you stick it in the closet, can you call yourself an artist? Because nobody's ever seen it.
Yeah, right.
So, and we realize that we're competing today on not just a state level, national level, but we're competing on an international stage in everything that we do these days. As they say, the world's gotten smaller, and so we felt like we needed to make sure our kids, our young people, would have the opportunities to try all these various and different things because realistically, our nation, I think, is basically in a renaissance as far as the arts. There's so much creativity going on at this point. and we wanted to be part of it.
Yeah, it looks great to me. I mean, we've got your site pulled up here, and all the different programs. It's really amazing. Now tonight, what really tweaked my interest is because I am an audio console guy at heart. Matter of fact, last week we had an audiophile guy. He's a home theater geek on last week, and some things I really enjoy talking about. But particularly audio engineering is where I really enjoy. Anybody that knows me well knows that. And so now you've got this studio. You had a family, if I'm understanding this right, put some money into it, or at least give you part of the money.
Yes, we did. We had a local family, the Oberhausers, that were generous enough to make a donation to the school for this purpose. And of course, it took money from that we had to use funds also from our budget, as well as other funds that we were able to accumulate. And what we did, we took an area. There's basically, if I can try to describe it, there are three like class-type areas there together, almost like in a pod. And one of them is very large. It's probably, I don't know. Oh, by the way, I have Michael Ivey here with me. He's our engineer.
Okay, great.
Maybe talking back and forth with Michael then. What would you say the songwriting classroom is probably, 800 plus square feet?
Wow. Yeah, I think it's 20 by 20, yeah.
It's 400 square feet. I'm sorry, 400 square feet. So it's quite a large classroom, and we've turned that into a songwriting studio, complete with couches and carpet and decorations, and it's just a great, comfortable place for kids to go sit down and write music in. And then you go next door to the studio, and you come in through some double doors, and then you go through the soundproof door to get into the main studio area. And then on the right, as you walk in, there's a isolation booth that is used for vocal and guitars. Then you go through another door, and there's a second isolation booth in which we have a grand piano sitting in.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
And then you go to the very far end, not the very far end, but the next room, third isolation booth, and that's where the percussion is. And we have a set of drums there. We also have a set of drums on the floor. We have electric piano on the floor, guitars and everything. And then we have areas that we have isolated for the amps or for the speakers, that they're not in the actual studio area itself. And then in the very back, you go into it, and we have a classroom/kitchen area back there where we have Mac computers set up so that the kids can actually go back there and work on editing of their own music after it's been recorded. And then, of course, we have the control room. We have a very large control room. Some of the nicest equipment, couches in there so you can go in there and sit. Very comfortable, very moody, and you can just enjoy it. I mean, it's just a beautiful space, and I'd love for you to come sometime and look at it. And if you start asking technical questions, Michael is going to have to answer all those because that's not my area.
Okay, so you've got a student there, and his name is Michael?
Oh, no, he's not a student. He is our engineer.
He's your engineer. Okay.
Yeah, he's a teacher that teaches engineering.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do want to talk to him.
All right.
So who do I have here?
This is Michael Ivey.
Well, you've got a great name. I'm Michael as well. And so, Michael Ivey, well, great to have you here tonight. Now, what kind of console do you guys have?
Right now, we have a brand new C24.
Oh.
Avid C24. We're running full Pro Tools HT12 in there.
Okay.
We've got a few pieces of outboard gear, a couple Aphex processors, just, little things here and there.
Okay.
But the heart of the studio is definitely that C24.
Yes. Yeah, no doubt. And now is that you have to help me on the model here, but is that one automated?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's got 24 flying faders.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Now, how many tracks? Michael, I come from an old school. When I was getting in a recording studio, the big thing to have was called an ADAT. Now, you may have remembered these. I don't know or even read about them in a history book, but they're quite gone for the long haul anymore, and everything's digital, as you well know.
Yeah.
And they were technically digital, but it was still tape. And so... Yeah,
I've put a few things on that tape, definitely. Actually, I know a couple guys that still have a couple decks in their studios.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt that because they might have some old stuff that they try to pull off of them. I would think it is a possibility, something they've archived. But yeah, but anyway, that's where I remember. Of course, I never could afford one, but I always wanted one. And but now, I mean, you literally can put a studio in your home.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about some really expensive equipment right here, but there's a huge market now and it's been for a while, and it's really done a number to the industry, making it where a lot of the big studios are much smaller operations now than they used to be.
I mean, even the biggest studios, I mean, most of the time, the max they would usually do is, 48 tracks simultaneous, and that was when you took two MCI machines and, synced them up.
Right.
I mean, and right now with the setup we have, until we get another Avid IO, I don't know, I'm not sure what the name of the model is, because they used to be called the 92 IO, the 192 IO, 96, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're a 16-track capable studio simultaneous.
Right.
But, with, Pro Tools, you have unlimited number of actual tracks that you can,
right.
With, once you finish cutting the 16. And, the board itself has, 16 inputs, all preamps, and then, 8 channels line mixer as well.
Wow. So you're the teacher, you're the instructor. Now, do these students, they have projects they do, I assume?
Oh, yeah. Actually, today we were... I was working on, I think, 2 or 3 different students' projects.
Okay.
Just in 4 hours I was there today.
Okay. So I'm assuming some of these students are actually doing the music, playing the music, or what have you, the artist, if you will, and then you've got other students that are actually in the control room recording.
Yep.
Do I have that wrong, or is that pretty close?
Oh, yeah, you got that right nail on the head.
Okay.
Right now I've been working with Gary Nichols. He's
yes,
another one of the teachers. He's a guitar and songwriting teacher here.
Oh, okay.
I've been working with his students and getting their projects done. So they come in with their songs, and I help them chart it out if they haven't got them charted out already.
Right.
And teach them how to set mics up. I've already gone through with one class and taught them the Glenn Johns method and stuff.
Okay. Now, do you all teach the Nashville numbering system there, or?
That's what I grew up learning how to write, and every student I've ever been in, that's what we always used. I mean,
yeah, well, that would be the standard in studios, in any professional studio. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, my grandfather actually used to own a Wishbone recording studio up in Muscle Shoals.
Ah, yes. Wow, that's neat. So you've been around it a long time, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I talked to Jerry. I think last night we spoke for just a moment, and I remember when the business up there in the Shoals area, Muscle Shoals, Florence, that area was big with a lot of recording studios, and then for a time there's a lot of them that had closed, and so Jerry was telling me that's making a comeback.
When Muscle Shoals Sound moved to the river, in 78. It was there from 78 to 2005, and then Tanya Hawley bought it out and turned it into a movie production studio. And the original Muscle Shoals Sound, sat closed for a while, but it's since been reopened. I'm not sure if you heard about when Dr. Dre, when he was wanting to invest some in it with Beats, and then Apple bought Beats. That it happened all around the same time.
Okay.
But they're in the middle of renovating the original Muscle Shoals Sound on 3614 Jackson Highway. Fame's still trucking along. I mean, they have tours every day. I've never been in the session before when, you had to take a break because the tour group comes through.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's making a comeback. At one point, there were 7 full-time studios open down here, and now it's starting to get back to a good 2 or 3 easily. I mean, and I haven't even mentioned the Nut House over in Sheffield.
Yes, I was going to say the Nut House. Yes, Jimmy Nut.
Oh,
yeah.
And also Gary Becker's studio over here in downtown Florence. That would be Noise Block, and I've known him for a while.
So
Jimmy Johnson's got his studio, and just a whole bunch of folks.
So, what kind of mics do you mostly have? I assume you're mostly using condenser microphones, I would guess, but you probably have a range.
Oh yeah. We've got a couple Newman mics in there. I think we have a U87 and a TLM 103. We've got about 5 or 6 blue microphones, the Blue Ball, the Kickball, the Bluebird, and a whole bunch of other ones. And
wow.
And a whole suite of those old school Russian Octava mics.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 3 of the pencil condensers, a tube compressor, 2 other large diaphragm condensers, and a couple ribbon mics of the old Octavius, and those things are bulletproof.
Yeah. So basically, when a student comes out of here, they really do have real world experience with things that are used in national studios across the country. So that's amazing. That's really neat. That's amazing.
Yep.
I mean,
we even got an old.
can you imagine that at a high school?
Yeah, that's. So I guess I've got a quick question, because I had not heard of this until Michael brought it up that y'all are going to be a guest on the show. So is this, I guess for just my knowledge, is this like the equivalent of the Alabama School of Mathematics and Science? Is that kind of translate the same, that this is that same type of school but for fine arts?
Well, actually, you have a that would be closest to us would be the Alabama School of Fine Arts, which is a legislative supported school in Birmingham.
Right.
Very costly school to go to. It's a private school. They offer, I think it's 5 areas of fine arts, and as far as I know, we're the only one in the state. We may be the only school in the nation that offers 10 different areas now, and next year we will offer film, which we've not started our film program yet. That comes in next year. Our TV production, to tell you how some of that works, our TV production group this summer were the national winners for the best live sports broadcast in the nation.
I was going to talk about that.
And they were recognized in Atlanta for that. And so we have expanded, and we have, if I can run down the list for you real quickly, we have band, we have building arts, we have chorus, we have creative writing, we have digital media, which is our TV production studio. Then we have, I lose it occasionally.
Guitars.
We have the recording arts, we have the theatrical arts, we have dance, we have visual arts. We've got 10 different areas. And on the website right now, Michael, the website's being rebuilt, so what you're seeing is all of that's about to go away, because now we've gone to our 10 areas. And it's funny because the designer who designed our logo for the Academy put 9 feathers on there.
I said, gotta add one more.
And somebody said something to me about, well, you got to add some more feathers. I said, we're adding no more feathers. More programs, no more feathers.
Yeah. The artwork is beautiful. Yeah. Your logo is really nice. So
if you're a student and you know this is what you want to go into, this will get you a jump start on your career, basically, is the way I see this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I was not aware of this.
Dr. Bice is the state superintendent.
Yes.
He has challenged all schools in the state of Alabama, and we're one of 2 schools in the state that are considered innovative schools. And
clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
And what we're trying to do is follow his design, which is prepare our students for the day they leave us to get a job, to go to a 2-year college, to go to a technical school, or go to a 4-year college. Basically, we are to prepare them for life.
Yeah.
And we're the first school in the state of Alabama to have a virtual class. Our students are able to take more fine arts classes now because we started the virtual classroom last year, and now the entire state is trying to get in on that, which I think is great. They need to, because it allows kids to take classes, get credit for them, and they'll all be done online.
Yeah.
Which opens up more time for them to do other things. We were the first school in the state of Alabama to offer what's called First 30, which once a kid gets into be a junior at the high school level here, they can take in the first 2 hours of their morning every day during the year, they can go in here at the high school with a college level professor. They can take the classes through UNA for their freshman year of college, and I think the total expenditure to the family is $1,500 for the first year of college, and they do it here at the high school.
Yeah, I think that was one of Dr. Boss's things he was pushing.
Yeah.
Actually, very similar to that program. Maybe not exactly, but very similar. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We've been our superintendent here is she is just an absolute, in my opinion, absolute genius and just wonderful person. And she has taken to heart the things that he said, and we're going steamrolling ahead.
Well,
and
I did see. I'm sorry. I'll let you finish. I did see on your website where you have a 96% graduation rate.
yeah,
That was
and
impressive.
5 years ago, it was a 68%.
Wow.
We
What
have
an
been doing
increase.
the things necessary to get our kids where they need to be, and it will go up. It's from here. In fact, those are statistics. They do statistics kind of funny. I think they do them like a year or two
Yes.
behind. So I would
Yep.
expect from what I understand, our statistics are going to probably get pretty close, if not right on 100%, the next time they come back out.
Wow. Well, this is really great, and I tell
This is
you,
awesome.
really appreciate you calling in and talking to us. Can we put Michael back on the phone real quick?
Absolutely. He's right here. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Now I'm assuming, Michael, that y'all record a wide variety of music styles.
Oh yeah. I've got one student today that we were working on a country tune that he wrote. Another one that she was sort of writing kind of like an alt rocky sort of thing. And I got another student that was helping him write a rap song.
Yeah, I figured that you'd have rap. Yeah. That's a common thing, I'm sure, at most places now. So the schools, you got somebody that loves rap. So
Yeah, I'm just waiting on the EDM kid.
yeah. Well, if you ever find one that likes techno and wants to write us a jingle or something, we'll be glad to play it. So
All right.
yeah.
I'll definitely send him your way.
No. Do what now?
I'll definitely send it your way.
Oh yeah. We would love to play some stuff that y'all come up with. Yeah, that's a guarantee. If anybody, yeah, absolutely, we would do that. So, well, listen, I really appreciate y'all coming on the show tonight, and thank you so much, Jerry. Is there anything you wanted else to say or highlight?
Yeah. I wanted to tell you, I just sent you a moment ago
I saw that you sent me something. What'd you send me?
I sent you a YouTube video of one of our former students, one of our first graduates in the program, and she came back yesterday. She goes to Belmont, and she's in the music industry business.
Okay.
And she came back yesterday, came into the studio, and Michael and myself and my wife and our theater technical director, who's a really great lead guitarist, and one of our chaplain, our football chaplain's wife, came in, did backup vocals, and we did a little thing for her, and she put it up on YouTube a few minutes ago. I mean, it's not polished, ready to go on to an album or anything, but it's still a good recording.
Okay.
And I just wanted you to see it. And
We will.
She did a good job with it. We're very pleased.
We appreciate it. We'll put it up on our site. Yep.
Absolutely.
We'll figure out a way. So yeah. Well, we really appreciate you calling in, and keep us posted on what's going on. And maybe I will get up there sometime. It'd be great to see the studio. Yeah, I would really.
want you to come up here and see the studio. And who knows, you might want to come and do a live remote sometime. We'd love it.
Hey, that would work out. We might consider that. Yeah, that'd be great.
Field trip.
Yeah, field trip. Yeah, Hey Techies Show field trip. Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, we got the mic.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we got the mics for it.
Yeah, it sounds like you do. Yeah, we'll have no trouble there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, again, I do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great evening, and thank you so much for calling the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having us on.
All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful evening.
You too.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, there you go.
If we go up there, though, we got to stop by the Rosenbaum house.
The Rosenbaum
house. It's a house that was commissioned by Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh, okay.
So in my house, the house I live in, it wasn't commissioned by Frank Lloyd Wright, but it's based on some of his designs. So, but that's really exciting about all they're doing. Like, I mean, that's amazing. So
yeah, I told you, I knew it would be. When I talked to him last night, I said, "Oh yeah, this is going to be good."
Yeah, I actually text my sister while we're doing that and say, for my nephew, you need to look at this for him. So awesome stuff.
The Hey Techies Show is produced by Mike Stedham and co-produced by The Guru. Station manager is Billy Dunn. Join us again next time for another exciting installment of the Hey Techies Show. It's gonna be great, maybe.